Hi guys, in today's video we will create a Vite project included with Bootstrap and other CSS libraries. So let's go. So first of all, just create a folder you want to start your project. In my case it's with Bootstrap, and then click right, show more options and open with code. So as you can see, we have a clear folder. Open terminal by pressing Ctrl plus backquote, and you can see we have a terminal right here. So what do we want to do now? We want to just install Vite. Just go on page vitejs.dev and go get started. And you can see here is some command. We would like to use npm. So copy this command, paste it, and we would like to name our project like Mista dev demo, and package name the same. And what we want to, I would like to have just a vanilla JavaScript, yes, JavaScript, and as you can see, the folder has been created, and here's some package.json and so on. So we have other comments here, other steps we have to follow. So type cd and name of your folder, then npm install to install all dependencies. Cool. And then npm run dev to run our project. As you can see, we have here some port, localhost with the port, so click on it and it will open our application. So this is the basic application we created. Here is some counter, and as you can see, the following structure of this folder. So we have just public folder with Vite svg and some git ignore for git. Counter, we can delete it because it's the basic source file of the project. We don't need it. And we have some HTML and also some main.js. We want to delete it because we don't want our counter. Yes, and also this. And what we want to include style CSS. Here are some basic styles, and the next package.json with some dependencies. We can see some scripts here like npm run dev will just run the Vite command and so on. So what do we want to do next? Next, we would like to install Bootstrap. So press Ctrl plus C to kill the running process and type npm install Bootstrap. So as you can see, we can go to the dependencies and we can see that the Bootstrap has been installed. Yeah, we can see it also here in the node modules. And now we also want to install Sass. So it means SCSS. So now type npm install Sass. Okay, as you can see, the new dependencies has appeared. So one more time, just type npm install. Yeah, as you can see, everything is up to date. So what we want to do now? We have this file style.css, but we would like to use Sass for our project. So just delete this file. Yeah, move to the recycle bin, then create new style.css. Cool. And we would like to replace this file by style.css. Yes. Cool. Save it, and we will type npm run dev. Yeah, and as you can see, our project has been started. but nothing is here because everything deleted before. So as you can see, we have just a main.js linked here. Just make sure you press dot before this to link to the correct file. And then we have some div here. So what we want to do, we installed our Bootstrap and we now want to see if it's already linked or not. So just type container yes, and then we want row and also 3 columns. Yes, and the first one will be first column and the second and third column, and also we want one more row here with just a heading world, and we also want to give class to text center. We can look at this page and you can see hello world and first, second, third column. As you can see, the Bootstrap is not working right now, so we just have to somehow link it to our project, not just by installing. So how to do that? Let's go to the internet and search, go to the documentation of Bootstrap, read documentation, go to read. This is the documentation for a new way how to install Bootstrap with read, but what we want to do, we want to just include these files right here to our JS file. Now let's import Bootstrap CSS. So copy this command, go here, go to style, save it. And as you can see, we have here some error because the internal server can't find the style sheet imported. So what you can do, just delete this, save it, and you are ready to go without the error. Then the next step is to import these styles into the JavaScript file. As you can see, we already imported style sheet before. So go to the main.js file. This style sheet is imported already. Then import the Bootstrap. And as you can see, it's here. New dependencies optimized Bootstrap. So we can go to our page. And as you can see, the Bootstrap already working right now. It's cool, isn't it? So now you can work with your Bootstrap, and Bootstrap is already implemented here. The next I would like to talk about is animation library called Animate.style. And this is just a library for animating text and stuff like that. So we want to also include this. Here is some installations, how to do that. So just copy it, kill the Vite by Ctrl+C and just install it. Okay, new dependencies has been installed, and now we can check how we can use this library. So as you can see, we have to import this style sheet, import this. The next, we have other option. We can add directly to our HTML file. So basic usage, just use classes to animate it. The first required class is animated, and then we can use the type of animation. So just copy this and go to hello world, save it, and go to our project and refresh it. Yeah. Now some problem happened, and as you can see, we didn't run Vite project. So type npm run dev. Yeah, the project is started on the same port. So just refresh it. And you can see the animation right here. Once again, I can use this animation for second column. I'm sorry, for the second column. And also I can choose the different animation. I can choose, for example, animation fade in left. So fade in left. And after refresh, you are able to see the animation right here. Okay, the next library I would like to implement, and there are a lot of questions out there, is library for animation called AOS. And this is the library which will give you power to just by class animate your elements by scroll action, as you can see, and we would like to install it right now. So go on GitHub on this page, and you can find out a lot of different ways how to install it. We can just include these links or install it by package manager. With the previous library, I installed it by package manager. So right now I would like to try it by just typing these commands, just copying these commands into the head of the HTML file. So let's go back. Yes, as you can see, the style sheet has been copied here. The next one, script before the closing the body tag. Yes, so before the body tag. And save it. Okay, how we can use this library? Just we initialize it before, right here. So next, commands. We have to put these attributes of some HTML elements, for example, fade in animation. And as you can see, we already animated first column and the headline. So now we would like to animate second column and the third column. So let's get back. Yeah, and this is the fade in animation, and we can, for example, choose fade up right animation for the third column. Yes, save it, and we can see if it works. Yes, and you can see the animation of the fade and animation of third column is implemented. So this was the animation libraries and implementation of them, but this is just a development environment of Vite. To deploy this Vite project to production, you have to build this project in Vite. So how to do that? Just when you finish your project or want to test it in production, you have to just type npm run build, and this is gonna build your project. Okay, the project has been built, and what happened? The Vite built this project and created a dist folder with the files we will deploy. So we can look at these files. The first file is HTML. As you can see, everything is almost the same as in index.html before, but you have to be aware of one thing. The Vite has linked a JS file to create a new file in dictionary assets, and also create a style sheet file. So we can look here, and you can see this is the mass JavaScript, but it compiles also the Bootstrap JavaScript and the JavaScript from animation libraries. This is the same with the CSS. It compiles Bootstrap CSS and also your own Sass style sheet and so on. Now we want to look at this index.html if it works. So go to your file, find the dist file, and double click on index.html. And as you can see, the style of Bootstrap has not been applied, and there is a catch. And we are going to solve this problem right now. So this is our index.html before the build, and this one is the index.html after the build. And as you can see, the Vite compressed all CSS files, including Bootstrap styles and your own CSS files or Sass files, and he did the same with the JavaScript. And as you can see, here is absolute path, but you have to change it to relative path because this path in my computer doesn't exist, and VS Code or the HTML is not able to connect it with right path. So we have to create a relative path. We have two options right here. We can just delete this slash, or before this slash add dot. It will mean the current folder. So I preference is to add dot, save it, get back, and refresh it. And now, as you can see, the Bootstrap styles have been applied. So this was the catch. You have to be aware of it and just change this path to relative. And now you are ready to deploy your project on your hosting or server and make it public for others. I hope you find the video useful and I solve your problems with Vite, Bootstrap, and building this project. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, hit the subscribe button, bell, and see you soon.